Hey, everyone, and welcome to my show, My So-Called Fabulous. I like to talk about things that are fabulous and things that are not so fabulous, which is what I'm doing today. I'm a wife, mom, chef, cookbook author, daughter, sister, friend. I love everything beauty, interiors, fashion, and so much more. And guess what, everyone? I'm 55. Oh, my goodness. How in the world did that happen? Last week it happened. I just was 5. I don't know what's going on in my life, but yes, I just turned 55, and some days I feel 55 and sometimes I feel 5. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the evolution of Tiffany and especially with injuries and pain and aging. So that's what I'm going to do. But I want to tell you about my birthday party. I'm so excited. So you will get to know me a little bit better because I am somewhat of a control freak, especially when it comes to areas that I think I'm the expert in, but maybe I'm not so much. But so my husband and my daughter decide the Sunday a week prior to my birthday to give me a birthday party. So I think they were going to surprise me, but that never worked out for me at all. So they're planning this. So I'm immediately stressing out. I mean, my deodorant's not working. My antiperspirant, I can't even say that word. Paul can help me with that. So anyway, I was starting to sweat a little bit, to say the least, because I know how I like it. The flowers, the favors. I'm putting little things in their head. First of all, where do you want to have it? I give them an idea. No, that's not good enough. No. So I let them decide with a lot of coaxing where we would have it. So we had it at a local steakhouse here in Fort Worth, and the guest list, yes, they asked me who to invite, and you know what? They did not let me in on that. That's right. I forget. They did not let me in on that. But all week, I'm pretty stressed out about this, just going, gosh, are they going to get the flowers right? Are they going to do this, the cake? I don't even like cake, but need cake. Anywho, it turned out absolutely fabulous, to say the least. And I was surprised, but my daughter, Kennedy, which some of you have met either on my Instagram or on my podcast, she was kind of in control of this. And so being in control at 20 years old, I was just like, you know what? That's my proud mom moment, because she did shine. She did everything that not everything, but she did a lot of things that I would do, and she knows exactly what I want. So this was a wonderful, wonderful way to round out 55, to say the least. So many years ago, 5 years ago exactly, my husband gave me a party in Austin, and it was huge. There was about 300 people there at Emerald City from Dallas, rocking it out, and it was just amazing. And I'm so blessed to have my husband and my daughter and my family that embraces me and loves me and just celebrates me. So celebrating myself. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I love working out, and I put that in my bio, fitness. I work out 5 to 6 days a week, and my new fitness regimen, I guess I've just kind of taken this on the last 2 years, but I do weight training with Sam Watts 3 days a week in Fort Worth. And I do Pilates 3 days a week in Fort Worth with Stephanie Dalton Perry at D Method. You will meet both of these fabulous people at some point. But so I balance that weight training, strength training with Pilates. And I do this because of my back. I have worked out since I can't even tell. I don't even know. I mean, I was dancing as a child when I was old enough to walk, dancing, different dance classes, ballet, tap, jazz, gymnastics, went to college to dance, and I wasn't good enough, so I didn't make the team. So I didn't major in dance, but I was always either teaching dance classes or I was either taking fitness classes, and then I started teaching fitness classes too. I'm certified personal trainer, and I have been, and I've kept that certification all these years just because it's so important in my career, because I'm a chef and encompassing the fitness and food movement. So I always keep that handy, and the certification, and also to learn, because it's very important for me to learn because of my issues. And we're going to do with issues as far as health, and like my back. But anyway, so many, many years ago, I was working for a magazine company traveling across the United States, and I had an injury. We were unloading. I was teaching cooking shows across the U.S., and we would travel around in a van. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I had this large, oversized trunk, like a rock and roll band trunk, and it was filled with small electrics, and KitchenAid mixers, Cuisinart, so on and so forth. Well, it didn't seem like it was full, and I pulled it off just a ledge, pulled it off, and one side there was a couple of heavy mixers, and it went down, and I heard my neck pop. So everything's fine, keep rocking along. And the next day I'm driving, and I can't feel my arm. And this continues on and continues on. And guess what? I find out that I have 2 herniated discs in my neck. So in walks, let's see, neurosurgeons and orthopedic surgeons, and we have all these. I mean, I did everything you can imagine to rectify the situation without cutting. And I ended up cutting in 1994, and I had a fusion. So, I mean, to tell you, those of you out there that have back pain, and we're going to get into aging, and sometimes back pain does not discriminate at all. You can all have it, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I had the fusion, and it worked. We took, instead of using cadaver bone, I used my bone for my hip, and honestly, that hurt worse than my neck. So I rocked along. I did not do what the doctor told me as far as recovery. I went back to work very quickly, and mind you, I was a chef traveling across the U.S., so I didn't do exactly what everyone told me to do, therapist. Hence, didn't heal as quickly. So my advice to all of you is to listen to physicians and people that are smarter than yourself when it's dealing with whatever you're dealing with. But so go back to work, 20 years to the day. Now, I worked out. I was even gotten to this point where I was doing fitness competitions. So I was doing bikini and figure competitions. I think I've told you all that I'm a little vain. So, body image probably wasn't the best idea coming, I told you that I have eating disorders, but, and recovering, but it's kind of tough when you stand on a stage and walk across the stage in a bikini and you're in the best shape of your life and you are judged on how you look. And you don't win, or you win, or you do whatever. Well, at the beginning, I did very well. And then, the competition gets pretty fierce. So anyway, 20 years to the day, no kidding. After I had my fusion, I was doing some weights, overhead lifting, and probably wasn't a good idea, but I felt a pop again. And sure enough, I had blown out the disc on top of the fusion above and below. So bottom line is I had to go in for something, and we had to figure this out. So at the time, I went to Dr. Scott Blumenthal at the Texas Back Institute in Plano, and that was with my neck. And he said, you know what, we'll do a disc replacement. It's not approved in the U.S. yet, this was several years ago, to do 2-level disc replacement. So insurance wouldn't pay for 2, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I said, I'm in so much pain. So anyway, I had 2-level disc replacement with a Mobi-C device that I have in my neck now. And once again, didn't do what he told me to do. I started working out the incorrect way. You would think I would learn at that age, but I didn't. Started working out again, went to more fitness competitions, kept working out incorrectly. I'm going to put that this way because we're going to fast forward here in a little bit, but I worked out incorrectly. So not smart. And it wasn't necessarily the trainers. It was my information that I gave to my trainers. Does that make sense? So I wasn't real upcoming and forthright, which shame on me because that was a very expensive surgery. So double disc replacement, finally about a year after I had the surgery, I was having some relief and I started having PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, which take the blood out of me, spin it, and put it back into my neck. And that did help. It really did help. And I think it did accelerate the healing process because you're healing with your own plasma. And then I continue to work out, doing what I'm doing. And I want to make sure you all understand that working out is not a bad thing. And some people say, well, why do you work out if you're injured? I work out because I am injured. And I do this. I wish that old self, I wish I could get back into the old Tiffany and be a much more smart Tiffany. But I'm just going to move on forward now. So at 55, I'm feeling those aches and pains. Do I feel my neck ache? Sometimes, but not really, because I really have taken care of that. So I move on a little bit and I start having severe sciatic pain, probably 5 years after the disc replacement. Sciatic pain, I'm going, now, wait a minute. We're going to the other end of the body here. So sure enough, I check it out. I have steroid injections. I mean, I was a walking steroid, I think, there for a while, trying to treat. And the doctors, this was not my surgeon that I'd used, but the doctors that I saw in Austin or wherever helped me through injections. It just didn't touch it. It was amazing. I mean, so went in and had stem cell. I had stem cell. And again, they used my stem cells to help the healing process of my back. However, they weren't really sure what was wrong with my back. Right? So we were just going off a couple of x-rays and MRIs. So I returned back to my doctor in Plano, Dr. Blumenthal, and I race in. I'm like, I'm so miserable. Here's my MRI. Here's the scoop, dude. I want you to do a disc replacement on my lumbar. So I'm telling him what to do, right? Which is kind of comical. So he said, it's not your disc. You have basically, I need to roto-rooter your spine because you're sitting on some nerves, which is why you have the sciatic pain. And we're going in and put this thing called a Coflex implant. And I'm like, what? And basically they drilled into my spine, which was actually starting to fuse together naturally, and put in this Coflex device. And I kind of look at it, it kind of looks like a staple remover, but they put it in, screw it, and it keeps a space between my spine. So guess what I did? I had that done 2 years ago, next week actually. And I did exactly what they told me to do. Yay, it's about time. Woohoo. So finally did what they said. They said 12 weeks of intense therapy, 3 days a week, driving to Plano. And I did it. I did it for 12 weeks. I had a trainer I was starting with that 100% had faith in my surgeons and faith in the physical therapist. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to heal before you start working out. So that's what I did, 12 weeks, and I'm feeling great. Am I 100%? No. There are good days and bad days. Yes and no. There's always good days and bad days. Right now, I'm starting to feel just like, my goodness, what's going on? I think it's the weather change. And you know what? I've found through this journey with spine and back pain, and I've found ways to cope with it. And how do I cope with it? You know, and some people don't agree with me at all. They think I'm crazy. But honestly, what I put in my body with food really makes a difference. And again, depending on, you know, what your thought process is, I feel so much inflammation when I ingest too much sugar, added sugar. I just have to be careful. I have to be smart. And again, I have talked to doctors. I'll say, you know what, I'm drinking too much wine. And the doctor will go, you're drinking the wrong kind of wine, sister. But it's true. It is what I'm putting in my body. And for many years, I see a hormone therapist, and we'll talk about hormones one day, but it's finding out what agrees with you, what food or whatever it is in life, what agrees with you. And so inflammation, foods with inflammation, I read several books on this, listened to several books on this. So I started doing different food plans and food eliminations and food studies on my body and finding out what was going on with my body. And started doing different food plans. So I landed on one that I absolutely, positively adore, and that's Prolon. I just finished this past Friday, my 8th round, and I just love it. Obviously, you have to love it, do it 8 times. But what is it? And I've had plenty of people on Instagram ask me, so what is it? So it is vegan-based, and everyone knows that I'm not a vegan. I will not be a vegan. I love animal-based protein, and that's just my choice. And I work for the industry. I work for the cattle industry. Basically, 5 days of this plant-based diet, though, does everything I need for my inflammation, and it's amazing. I really started on Monday and just was feeling achy. Now, remember, I'm coming off of Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, blah, 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 you know, New Year, just so much New Year's, just so much partying and overindulging. And I also believe this. I believe there's a time and place for overindulging, but I have to know my body and what my body can do and what it can't do. So about the third week, yes, second or third week, I did the Prolon, started on that. And again, Monday, kind of feeling strange, different. Started Tuesday. I mean, the inflammation is down. And, you know, if you ever woken in the morning and you just kind of feel like your hands, you really can't clasp your hands or your feet or joints. Now, this is not so much for my younger population that's listening to me, but it started getting better day by day by day. And by Friday, I felt amazing. In the Prolon, I feel a little strange because my body's not used to the vegan-based diet. So I do have the bloating and the gas that's associated. But I'm telling you, Saturday morning I woke up and I was good to go. I lost 5.5 pounds. I really don't do it to lose weight because I manage my weight pretty much with food and working out. I do manage that very well. It's always on my mind because I am eating disorder. You always have it in your mind, in my opinion. But I didn't really do it for the 5.5 pounds. So what that tells me with the 5.5 pounds was all the water and consuming so much salt and swelling, and it's amazing. So I absolutely love it. It's the longevity diet, and Sam, my trainer, does the intermittent fasting, the 16 hours, and I've tried that, and I feel strongly about that, but it just doesn't work for me because I go to the gym so early in the morning and I get back and I want a cup of coffee and I want to get started with my food. So doing this 5-day fast, just kind of each quarter, I'm going to say that's when I do it. Each quarter, I do that. And it works for me. It's that fasting. It's resetting in my body and resetting my organs. And I'm seeing Dr. Susan Linder now here in Fort Worth. Seeing her again. She started with my hormone replacement in my 40s, and I'm seeing her again. And she loves it. She's a huge proponent. But you know what you have to do in the aging process, which you have to be careful for. Because I'm like, how often can I do this? How blah blah. Just getting excited. She's like, you have to be careful because it's plant based, and you're going to lose your muscle. You're going to start losing your muscle at 55. And let me tell you, that's not what I want to do. I work too hard to get that stuff on me. So just have to be careful with that. So that's kind of how I also manage the pain. I do see a sports therapist, and make sure my body's moving and do all those things. And, when we're talking about injury and aging, Kennedy, when we were in Austin in high school, there was 14 girls, that all these girls cheered together, and they were since 5th or sixth grade. And I just watched these girls and the stunting and the athleticism that's involved in cheer at that level is unbelievable. And I watch these girls. They're beautiful, they're fabulous, and they're flipping and going, and they're stunting and doing things the body's really not designed to do. But there's a couple of girls. Ellie, I spoke with her this morning. Ellie explained to me that her junior year, when she was stunting and she was flying in the air and, dropped a couple of times and a bulging disc comes around. Now imagine that at 16. That's crazy. Right. And then another girlfriend, Quinn. Quinn cheered, fabulous, stunter, everything. Her in her junior year in high school, same thing. It's interesting. These girls, their junior year, start feeling this pain. And then Quinn went on to cheer at Texas, and bless her heart. Again, I talked to her this week, and she's still suffering. She suffers a lot, and she's gone through a lot of the therapy that I've gone through. And when you go through so much therapy and you take enough ibuprofen or Celebrex or whatever it is, if you do that, there's something structurally wrong. And sadly, you do have to get in there and get to the right person, the right surgeon, and the right therapist to make sure that they're helping you the right way and not just cutting to cut. Because let me tell you, that's the last thing you want to do. But if that's the solution, that's the solution. But I am absolutely in love with Dr. Blumenthal over in Plano. They are incredible. And I saw him last week. I was scared to death that my Coflex, I coughed or something and knocked it out out of whack, but I had not done that. So, you just have to be careful and not do stupid things, because I've moved things, I've fallen on my bum, and not so good. When I start moving things, my husband said, "Let me help you," or someone says, "Let me help you," I usually, because of pride, go, "Nah, I've got this," but I don't got this. I need to really pay attention and listen to my body 100%. Listen to my body. So those of you with back pain, I want to hear from you. I really do want to hear what you've done and what you're doing. And I certainly can coach you through this. The same thing, good grief, the aging process. Now my wheels are falling off. My knee's been hurting me in the last few weeks. And I find out my cartilage is going away. And you know what? A lot of this is your DNA too. My sweet daddy, Popsicle, guess what? He's had many of these surgeries I've had, and he's just he's laying the road work for me to come through. So there's DNA as well. What can happen, of course. And so, back pain with age, you just gotta fight it. And again, I'm gonna go back to those people that say, "Why do you work out? Why do you get up?" And I do love, for years and years, I taught dance in high school, and when I taught high school dance many years ago, and I had these girls up 5:30 working in the morning. That was the first class, and I have always been an early bird, and so I've always worked out at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, or taught classes at that time, and I'm still doing that. Thank goodness I have 2 trainers that will get up this early with me and meet me, because I just get it done, get it over with. But those of you that are saying, why do you do this if you're in pain? Because I am in pain. And I did ask Benny Vaughn. I see him. He's my sports therapist here in Fort Worth. And I asked him, I said, "So, Benny, what should I do? Here I am in pain. And should I not work out?" I just wanted to hear it. Not that I was going to listen to him, but I probably should. But he said, "No, Tiffany, just let the pain talk to you. Let the pain talk to you. Don't let the pain control you, but let it speak to you. If it hurts, don't do it. Don't move. You can do something else." And then Sam Watts helps me rectify it with, for example, lumbar. You better have a strong core. You better have strong glutes, and you better have strong hamstrings, because you are working around that entire lumbar area. So you've got to strengthen and be strong. So those of you that have back pain, find a way to move, because if you sit tight and don't move, guess what's going to happen? Atrophy is going to come around, and you don't want that, of course. So anyway, enough about back pain. I know some of you have it, so let me know what you're thinking and what you feel. So aging process. So at 55, people say, "Oh my goodness, so your skin looks great." Guys, this didn't happen just overnight, okay? So yes, I spend a lot of time and energy and money on my face. So when I was in my 20s, I remember graduating TCU, and then I went somewhere over in Dallas, and they had vitamin C serum for your face, and and it was super expensive. And let me tell you, I scrimped and ate ramen noodles. Well, I really did not. I never ate ramen noodles. Give me a break. But I really did scrimp on food. I didn't spend a lot of money on going out to have that vitamin C serum. Go figure. And I still do the vitamin C serum. And, I just God gave me one body. They gave us all one body. So why wouldn't we take care of our body? I did some stupid things when I was younger. I didn't obviously have told you what I've done and what I haven't done with my back, but I have this newfound, and I don't know if it's because I am 55 and I'm on the backside of aging, I guess you could say, right? But I have one body, and I better take care of it. Take care of my face, my gut, my hair, everything, my spine. Take care of yourself. Now, taking care of yourself can mean just using your basic cleanser and making sure you clean your face for sure. Or you can do crazy stuff like I do, and I have injections, and I'm going to have someone that's in my life that helps me with that. And I do a lot of exfoliation. Some of you saw on my Instagram that I did Fraxel. It's 4 weeks this Thursday. Yowza! That hurt. Oh my goodness. Lasering off the layer of my face. Are you kidding? But I did it for my neck because I sunscreen my face, but my neck, it's like, okay, it's a little bit of, it's getting a little crepey. And of course I have 2 surgical scars there. So taking care of that. So my beauty guru, Kelly Walla in Austin said, you need Fraxel. So let's do it. She didn't tell me, the sister didn't tell me it hurt that bad. Good Lordy. It hurt. So I did that. A week after, it's just pretty gnarly. And, I'm feeling pretty good about it, actually. I love it. I'm going to go ahead and say I love it. Do I dread next January when I'm doing it again? Yep, I sure do. But I'm going to do my neck here in a couple of weeks because that doesn't have the nerves that my face did. Anyway, I'm going to do that again. I did love it. But, again, I watch for specials. I watch for discount coupons online for all of the things that I like to use on my face. Retin-A or vitamin C, a lot of moisture because it is dry here in Texas. So doing all that. So it's really, really important for me because, I've told you I'm vain. And then second of all, this one body thing, I'm really pretty tied up. I mean, I'm pretty into this right now. One body, why wouldn't we take care of that? And, the early days, I mean, I look at my daughter and I will turn and look at her and she just cracks her neck and her back. And I'm like, girl, you got the DNA. Be careful. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? You better be careful. So yeah, that's my new deal. Just fighting all this aging process. And it's tough. You look up and you go, where in the world has the time gone? I mean, do you all do that? I mean, I'm just wondering, am I the only one that's sitting around going, where did the time go? Right. So, anyway, that's my aging talk and resetting my body. I've done it. I'm working out and I'm doing everything I need to do or I can do. But you know what? Another thing that I don't think I'm doing a very good job of is the mental balance. Starting this new career, starting influencing at 55, actually it was 54 when we started last year, being kind to people. I just feel like we're in that world that we're not all real kind. We really don't want to help each other. And it's tough at 55 because you see the millennials, the Gen Zs, the millennials, and you're just seeing all of these things that they're doing. And I get so overwhelmed and I have such a great team. I cannot even express what a great team I have because my husband always says, hire people that are smarter than you. And that's what I've done right now in my life to make this happen. And, the mental balance, it's pretty tough. You think you kind of got your act together, but you still have those insecure moments where you're going, gosh, can I really do this? I mean, seriously? Because I'm looking at people and I've told you, my daughter last year, she said, Mom, you got to do an Instagram. Mom, you got to do an Instagram. I said, you know what? When I do it, I'm going to do it. Started in April. And right before the show, we had 1,700 followers and I'm wanting 17,000, but I'm not there yet, but we're going to get there. But you know what? That does a mental crunch on you. So what I have is a great group of people and a wonderful group of friends that support me and we support each other. And you know what? I had someone yesterday going, why are you doing this? Again, I'm like, people, a friend of mine, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing something. I'm not sitting on my bum. I'm just doing something to hopefully make a difference and to make myself happy and to share a little bit in the world about someone from a tiny town that grew up with humble means and is trying to show you just a little bit of my experience. So that's what I'm doing, everyone. So anyway, I want to hear from you. Please follow along on my Instagram at Tiffany C. Blackman, at Tiffy Blackman on Twitter. And of course, I'm on Facebook on Tiffany Collins and Tiffany C. Blackman. And for all of you, stay fabulous. And thank you so much for listening.